Welcome back to Saigon Pulse, the show where we explore the stories, spaces, and culture that make Ho Chi Minh City one of Southeast Asia's most dynamic metropolises. Today, we're taking an extended walk along a road that seems to capture the soul of modern Saigon, Nguyen Hue Walking Street. If you have visited District 1, there is a good chance you have already crossed this grand boulevard. During the day, it feels like a wide, sunlit, architectural corridor. After dark, it becomes a glowing, open-air living room filled with residents and international travellers. But this polished promenade began as something completely different. So today, we're asking two questions. How did a muddy 19th century canal become a modern pedestrian square? And why do so many travellers fall in love with this particular part of the city?
Nguyen Hue is fascinating because it is a walkable timeline of Saigon's evolution. Over the decades, it has served as a waterway, colonial boulevard, flower market, and now a modern pedestrian plaza. Every era left its mark. French historic architecture on one end, creatively repurposed older buildings along the way, and modern skyscrapers above. Strolling here means experiencing Saigon's rich memory and modern ambition side by side.
In the mid-19th century, today's granite promenade was Ken Cho Vai, fabric market canal, carrying textiles and produce by boat from the Saigon River to the city centre. Though hard to imagine now, this original waterway established the axis that defines Nguyen Hue today, a vital corridor connecting the river, commerce, and urban life.
In the late 19th century, French planners filled the canal to build Boulevard Charner, turning a waterway into Indochina's premier commercial center. Elegant trading houses and boutiques replaced boats, but the location's purpose never shifted. The new street simply adapted the old canal's function, organizing trade and public movement along the exact same historic axis.
Renamed in 1955 after Emperor Nguyen Hue, the boulevard became famous for hosting the annual Lunar New Year flower market, Cho Wa Tet. Filled every spring with yellow apricot blossoms and festive displays, it became a cherished cultural stage for generations of Saigon residents. Long before becoming a permanent pedestrian plaza, Nguyen Hue was already the city's central gathering place for celebration and shared memories.
In April 2015, Nguyen Hue reopened as Vietnam's first modern pedestrian square, a 670-meter granite promenade featuring water fountains, greenery, and public Wi-Fi. The redesign transformed a busy traffic corridor into a vibrant social space where people can slow down, meet, and admire the architecture. Crucially, it preserved the historic axis connecting central Saigon to the river while shifting the focus from vehicles to people.
This pedestrian space extends to the renovated Bac Dang Wharf Park, reconnecting Nguyen Hue to the Saigon River. Visitors can now walk seamlessly from historic City Hall to the waterfront, taking in river views and the Ba Son Bridge. This design reinterprets history. Where boats once travelled up an old canal, pedestrians now stroll toward the river, preserving the city's historic link to its waterways.
Nguyen Hue captivates international travelers by displaying an architectural timeline in a single view. At the northern end stands the 1909 French colonial City Hall, faced by the President Ho Chi Minh statue and Lotus Garden. Turning around reveals a dramatic transition. Ornate historic facades, repurposed mid-century blocks, and sleek skyscrapers share the same visual field. Instead of visiting a museum, travelers experience Saigon's history simply by looking around.
Two distinct landmarks define Nguyen Hue's skyline. The glass-clad Bitexco Financial Tower, shaped like a lotus bud, and the iconic 9-story block at 42 Nguyen Hue. Once an aging mid-century residential building, 42 Nguyen Hue has transformed into a thriving vertical village of independent cafes, boutiques, and speakeasies. At night, its balconies glow like a hive of activity, showcasing organic adaptation over demolition.
Resembling a beehive of cafes and boutiques, 42 Nguyen Hue reflects the district's organic energy by blending residential history with youth culture. More broadly, the boulevard succeeds because its architecture isn't uniform. By juxtaposing French civic grandeur, mid-century concrete, and modern glass towers, Nguyen Hue creates a visual dialogue between Saigon's past, present, and future.
Practically, Nguyen Hue offers a rare sanctuary from Saigon's intense motorbike traffic. Inside the pedestrian plaza, travellers can slow down, take photos, and walk without worrying about scooters, while families enjoy a safe, open space. Surrounded by the vibrant city energy, the boulevard feels like a calm island, accessible, open, and welcoming to all.
After sunset, as the heat fades, Nguyen Hue transforms into Saigon's communal living room. It isn't just a scenic spot, it's an authentic slice of daily life. Dance crews practice, musicians play, kids chase LED toys, and vendors serve local treats like bon tran nuong, Vietnamese pizza, and iced tea. This lively mix of locals and travelers makes the boulevard feel inclusive, energetic, and genuinely alive.
Nguyen Hue's true charm lies in its openness to spontaneous human moments. Free of rigid activities, the plaza allows visitors to socialize, watch street performers, grab snacks, or simply people watch. It balances grand architectural scale with everyday life. The impressive buildings set the stage, but the ever-changing mix of locals and travelers gives the boulevard its unique nightly rhythm.
Nguyen Hue's fourth major strength is its prime location. Sitting within a 5-minute walk of major landmarks like the Saigon Opera House, Dong Khoi Street, Ben Thanh Market, and Bac Dang Wharf, it serves as the ultimate orientation point. It works equally well as a standalone destination or a gateway for exploring central Saigon, helping visitors naturally navigate how the city's key attractions connect.
For first-timers, an evening walk captures Nguyen Hue's character best. Start at dusk near the ornate City Hall and Lotus Garden, then stroll down the granite promenade as the surrounding towers glow. The illuminated cafe apartment at 42, Nguyen Hue lights up, and street life thrives in the cooler air. Finally, walk toward Bac Dang Wharf Park, where the atmosphere opens up to river views and the Ba Sun Bridge. In a single stroll, you experience civic heritage, vibrant street culture, and the waterfront.
Urbanistically, Nguyen Hue excels by balancing heritage with progress. Though its physical form evolved from a canal to a French boulevard, a flower market, and now a pedestrian plaza, its core functions remained unchanged. It has always connected the city to the river, driven commerce, and brought people together. Each redesign responded to a new era without severing the thread of movement, trade, and shared public life.
Nguyen Hue is memorable because it captures the true essence of Ho Chi Minh City, a place that honours its past while embracing change. Here, historic architecture meets modern commerce, and locals mingle seamlessly with travellers. Its layered history forms a living expression of Saigon's resilience, warmth, and forward-looking spirit. Ultimately, the boulevard isn't just something to look at. It invites you to step directly into the city's daily rhythm.
For the best experience, spend a full evening at Nguyen Hue Walking Street rather than taking a quick photo. Start by admiring the contrast between City Hall and modern skyscrapers, and glance up at the vibrant 42 Nguyen Hue apartment building. As night falls, grab a cold drink, enjoy the fountains and live music, and watch local life unfold. Finally, stroll down to the Saigon River for a scenic waterfront view. More than just a tourist spot, Nguyen Hue encapsulates Saigon's evolution from an old canal to a vibrant pedestrian plaza.